Before you click away, understand something. This is not 5 reasons you should become an atheist. It's 5 reasons I couldn't honestly remain a Christian. Today, I want to ask you a question. What if the biggest reason I became an atheist had nothing to do with science and had everything to do with honesty? I wasn't looking for a reason to leave Christianity. I was looking for a reason to stay. I studied theology. I defended the Bible. I argued for Jesus. I believed with everything I had. Eventually, I had to ask myself a question that I could no longer avoid. Could I actually demonstrate that my God existed, or did I simply believe he did? That question changed my life. I'm CJ Everson, and welcome to the Jewish Skeptic. 5 reasons why I rejected belief in God. I'm not asking you to become an atheist. I'm simply sharing why I couldn't honestly continue believing. If your beliefs are true, they should survive questions. If they don't survive questions, then maybe the problem isn't the questions. Here's reason number 1. I stopped lowering my standards of evidence. Think about how we evaluate every other claim in life. If someone tells you they own a dragon, you'd ask for evidence. If someone tells you aliens landed in their backyard, you'd ask for evidence. If someone tells you they can communicate with ghosts, you'd ask for evidence. Nobody thinks that's unreasonable, but the moment someone says God exists, asking for evidence suddenly becomes offensive. Why? If a claim is important enough to determine how billions of people live, vote, raise children, spend money, and understand reality, then it deserves the strongest evidence we can possibly find, not the weakest. I realized I had been making an exception for the belief I already wanted to be true. Once I stopped making that exception, I couldn't ignore the questions anymore. Reason number 2, I realized I couldn't demonstrate my God any better than anyone else could demonstrate theirs. This is probably the biggest turning point in my life. I debated Muslims. I questioned Mormons. I challenged people who believed in Hindu gods, for the ones that believe in gods. I challenged people who believed in spirits, miracles, astrology, and every other supernatural claim I came across. Then one day, I asked myself the exact same question I had been asking everyone else. Can I actually demonstrate that my God exists any better than they can demonstrate theirs? And the answer actually surprised me. No. I had faith. They had faith. I had a holy book. They had a holy book. I had personal experiences. They had personal experiences. I believe my prayers were answered. They believe theirs were answered. Everything I accepted as evidence for Christianity was also being used by people defending completely different religions. That's when something clicked in my brain. If every religion can appeal to faith, personal experience, sacred text, miracles, and answered prayers, then those things can't tell us which religion is actually true. So I backed up and I stopped asking which religion is right. Instead, I started asking what can actually be demonstrated. That single question changed the way I looked at everything, people. It wasn't about trying to disprove God. It was about applying the exact same standard to my own beliefs that I expected everyone else to meet. And once I did that, I couldn't honestly say Christianity had met that standard. Reason number 3. The only fair standard is evidence. There are thousands of religions that have existed throughout human history. Christians believe Christianity is true. Muslims believe Islam is true. Hindus believe Hinduism is true. Mormons believe Mormonism is true. Ancient civilizations believe their gods were true, y'all. They cannot all be correct because many of their claims directly contradict one another, though. So, how do we decide? Not by tradition, not by where we were born, not by what our parents believe, not by what feels comforting. The only fair method is evidence, because evidence doesn't care what religion you belong to. It treats every claim exactly the same. Reason number 4. I stopped confusing personal conviction with objective evidence. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying people do not have powerful experiences. I'm saying experiences don't automatically prove the explanation we attach to them. People in every religion claim miracles. People in every religion claim answered prayers. People in every religion claim visions. People in every religion claim healing. If those experiences point to completely different gods, then experience alone can't tell us which one is actually real. Personal experience can convince the person who experienced it, but it shouldn't automatically convince everyone else. That's why science demands independent verification, because reality should be observed by more than one person. Reason number 5. I became comfortable with saying, I don't know. For years, I thought not knowing was a weakness. Today, I think pretending to know is the real weakness. I don't know exactly how the universe began. I don't know whether consciousness survives death. I don't know every mystery about reality. And I'm okay with that, because I don't know is where curiosity begins. It's where learning begins. It's where discovery begins. The goal isn't to defend a conclusion. The goal is to discover what's actually true. And before someone asks, what if you're wrong? Here's my answer. If tomorrow someone presents good, independently verifiable evidence for God, I'll change my mind, because my loyalty isn't to atheism. My loyalty is to the evidence. That's what skepticism really means. It's being willing to follow the evidence wherever it leads, even if it forces you to abandon beliefs you've held for decades. So I ain't asking you to reject God. I'm asking you one honest question. Could you demonstrate your God any better than someone from another religion could demonstrate theirs? If not, how did you determine yours was the true one? If your beliefs are true, they shouldn't be afraid of questions. And if they are afraid of questions, maybe they're not as strong as you think. I'm C.J. Everson, the Jewish skeptic. And remember, our responsibility isn't to believe what feels good. Our responsibility is to believe what we can honestly justify. So keep asking questions. That's how we get closer to the truth. No fear, no dogma, just clarity. Take care.
Do you know what I found? The more you know, the less you know.